Steadfastness in disciplined thinking is not a separate quality. It is the test of whether discipline is genuine. A thinker can sustain thinking upon the seed when conditions are neutral or favorable, when the physical world is not insisting on their attention, when the seed is developing and nothing challenges that development. But steadfastness of disciplined thinking is tested in one place only, when conditions are challenging, when what is physically seen contradicts what is held within, when the surface is quiet and the seed has not yet appeared, when patience is required and the five senses want confirmation. In those moments, what holds? Steadfastness holds. Not willpower, not gritted teeth determination, steadfastness. This is the 7-minute daily focus, day 178 of 365, to focus on the world within from the world without. Today's focus, the law of disciplined thinking, steadfastness of disciplined thinking. Pause for a moment. Steadfastness in disciplined thinking is not a separate quality. It is the test of whether discipline is genuine. A thinker can sustain thinking upon the seed when conditions are neutral or favorable, when the physical world is not insisting on their attention, when the seed is developing and nothing challenges that development. But steadfastness of disciplined thinking is tested in one place only, when conditions are challenging, when what is physically seen contradicts what is held within, when the surface is quiet and the seed has not yet appeared, when patience is required and the five senses want confirmation. In those moments, what holds? Steadfastness holds. Not willpower, not gritted teeth determination, steadfastness. The settled quality of the thinker who understands the structure, who knows the seed is already complete, who knows development is already proceeding, who knows that physical expression follows development. Not conditions, not appearances, not the absence of surface evidence. The thinker with steadfastness in disciplined thinking does not need conditions to confirm what they already know. They know it from within, through the first sense, through recognition, through the certainty of one who operates from the causal level. And from that knowing, they hold. They sustain thinking upon the seed. They return when drift occurs, and they continue. Thought is within, effect is without, and thinking stands between. Pause for a moment. What breaks steadfastness in disciplined thinking? The same thing that breaks every form of steadfastness in this system. Looking to what is physically seen for confirmation. The moment the thinker shifts from knowing within to checking without, steadfastness has paused, and the seed is left receiving from conditions rather than from disciplined thinking. This is not a failure, it is a drift, and drift is recoverable, always. The thinker recognizes the drift, returns through the first sense, re-establishes recognition, and disciplined thinking resumes from exactly where development reached. Nothing is lost, only time, and time is recovered by the next act of return. Pause. Steadfastness of disciplined thinking has a particular quality that separates it from effort. Effort tires. Steadfastness deepens. The thinker who is holding through effort becomes more depleted the longer they hold. The load increases, the resistance grows. The thinker who is holding through steadfastness becomes more grounded the longer they hold, because each day of holding adds to the accumulation, and accumulated development produces the inner knowing that what is within is real, that what is developing will express, that steadfastness is not holding against the tide. It is remaining with what is already inevitably unfolding. That is the quality of steadfastness, and it is what disciplined thinking, sustained through challenge, produces in the thinker who practices it. Pause. Disciplined thinking held through challenge is not the same as disciplined thinking held in ease. When conditions are favorable, when results are appearing, when others confirm what the thinker holds within, when the visible picture matches the inner seed, maintaining disciplined thinking is natural. It costs nothing, for want of a better phrase. But when conditions challenge, when results are not yet visible, when the surface presents reasons to doubt or redirect, when the invisible period has extended, this is when the thinker's discipline is most developed. Not when it costs nothing, when it costs something, when the physical visible picture does not match what is held within, and the thinker holds anyway, sustains thinking upon the seed anyway, returns to the recognized quality anyway. This is steadfastness in disciplined thinking. Each time the discipline holds through challenge, it deepens its own quality. Each return from doubt to the seed makes the next return easier. The path of least resistance shifts from following conditions to returning to the seed. The thinker who has passed through enough challenges, maintaining their disciplined thinking, has built a quality that challenge can no longer threaten. Not because challenges cease, because the discipline is now more established than the challenge, more natural, more accessible, more the thinker's own nature. And nature, expressed from within through challenge, is stronger than what comes without it. Now, the affirmation for day 178. Pause for a moment. Thinking is within my direction. I am aware of thinking. I direct it deliberately, from within, from what is recognized, not from what is physically seen. I do not follow conditions. I sustain thinking upon the seed, day after day, morning after morning. This is not effort, this is discipline. And discipline builds momentum, and momentum sustains development. And what is sustained unfolds, and what unfolds must physically express. Remember, by design, by focus.